Today we're taking a look at these college basketball matches, which are happening on Tuesday, February 14, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want to access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comment section below. Butler versus Villanova. The Bulldogs have won 3 straight against the spread, while Villanova has won 2 of the past 3. The Bulldogs did beat the Wildcats earlier this year, but that game was played at Butler. Butler has a 1-8 record at Villanova's home court lifetime. The Bulldogs have lost 5 straight on the road and have played poorly away throughout the season. Look for the Wildcats to take advantage of the Bulldogs' weaknesses on the road. Take the Villanova minus 11 points. Both teams rank low in several key offensive categories. To that point, Butler has gone under in 5 straight games and the Wildcats have gone under in 5 of their last 6. Butler and Villanova rank 241st and 314th in the country in average pace of play respectively. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair. Look for this game to go under 129.5 points. LSU versus Georgia. LSU and Georgia are pretty similar when it comes to a lot of statistical categories, but Georgia has the slight edge in most of them. Georgia's biggest advantages will be rebounding and defense. The Bulldogs are holding opponents to 42.3% shooting and 30.0% from behind the arc. Those are some of the better defensive percentages in the nation, and they will be the difference maker in this game, especially against LSU's offensive inefficiencies. LSU has also been negatively impacted by the loss of Hannibal, who is a glue guy who does a little bit of everything when he's on the court. Neither team has been good against the spread this season, but LSU has only covered once in their last 10 games. The Tigers are a huge disappointment in the cellar of the SEC after being picked to finish 8th out of 14 teams in the preseason poll. Give me Georgia to cover at home, where they are 12-2 on the year. Our team pick is Georgia minus 3.5 points. I'm taking the under in this game. Both teams play at adjusted tempos outside the top 150, according to Ken Pom. LSU's adjusted tempo is number 288 out of 363 teams in America, so the pace of play is going to be slow in this game. The under has hit in each of LSU's last 3 games, and the Tigers have an over/under split this season of just 9-15. LSU has failed to reach 60 points in 6 of its last 11 games. Georgia's field goal defense has been pretty good this season, so LSU might hover close to that 60-point total once again. Give me the under 138.5 points. St. John's versus DePaul. When diving into Ken Pom's adjusted efficiency margin, there's a pretty large difference, as St. John's is 89th in the country with a plus 8.65 rating, while DePaul is 142nd in college basketball with a plus 1.96 rating thus far. Looking at the assist-to-turnover ratio this season provides us with a look at how effective these offenses are, as the Red Storm are 80th in NCAA with a 1.156 ratio so far, while the Blue Demons are currently 132nd in the nation with a 1.063 ratio. Go with the St. John's Red Storm to cover the spread, as they are clearly the better program in this matchup. Our team pick is St. John's Red Storm minus 1.5 points. Both of these programs have been shooting relatively well from distance throughout the entire season, with the Blue Demons being 103rd in collegiate basketball with a 35.4 three-point percentage, while the Red Storm are 200th in the nation with a 33.5 percentage from beyond the arc. When looking at the defensive output in the last handful of games, these teams are not getting stops, as St. John's is allowing 79 points in their last 4 games, while DePaul is giving up 82 points in their previous 5 games. All in all, go with the over in this game, as it seems to be the better option here. Our total pick is over 155.5 points. Air Force versus Utah State. Taking Utah State to cover their spread in this one for multiple reasons. Utah State is a much better team overall, ranking considerably higher in most of Ken Pom's strength statistics. The Aggies are 11-2 at home, while Air Force is 3-6 on the road. A major factor in this game will come offense in the form of both teams' three-point shooting, where Utah State shoots the ball at a 41.1% rate from deep, while Air Force converts on 35.5% of their attempts from three. Air Force typically prides themselves on their three-point defense, holding teams to under 30% shooting from deep. However, I do not see this impacting Utah State's impressive rate from three. Utah State is 15-5 against the spread in their last 20 home games against a team with a losing record, and when these teams have faced off in the past, the favorite has covered in 6 of their past 7 games, making me confident in taking Utah State to cover their spread in this one. Our team pick is Utah State minus 14 points. Taking the over in this one for the same reasons I am taking Utah State to cover. I expect three-point shooting and tempo to play a major factor in this one, and its implications will be seen through the point total. Utah State averaged 79 points per game on the season, while allowing 71 points per game. Air Force only averages 67.3 points per game, while also allowing 71 points per game. Despite Air Force's lack of offense, our adjusted total based off these averages is still well over the given total at 137.5. In addition, Utah State ranks above average in terms of adjusted tempo according to KenPom, which means we can expect this to translate over to Air Force, with both teams playing according to Utah State's tempo. Utah State plays as a fast pace, so we can expect more possessions, and in turn more points. Lastly, Utah State has gone over in 6 of their past 7 games at home against a team with a losing road record, and have gone over in 4 of their past 5 Tuesday games, making me confident in taking the over for this one. Our total pick is over 137.5 points. Boston College versus Pittsburgh. The Panthers have won 4 straight against the spread and 7 of their last 9. Boston College has won against the spread in 3 of their last 4 road games. Boston College has beaten Pitt in their last 2 meetings, and the Eagles have been playing well on the road recently, winning 2 of 3 games outright. Look for Boston College to continue their road success and play Pittsburgh well enough to cover. Take Boston College with 9.5 points. The Eagles have gone over in 4 straight and 6 of their last 7. Pitt has scored 70 or more points in 4 of their past 5 games. Boston College and Pittsburgh rank 257th and 119th in the country in average pace of play respectively. Most signs point to a higher scoring affair. Look for this game to go over 139 points. Michigan versus Wisconsin. I'm taking Michigan to cover the line on Tuesday night. Wisconsin has severely underperformed this season, and I simply don't think they have the offensive capabilities to hang around in this game. Their 41.8% field goal percentage is 314th in the country, and they're scoring just 65.0 points per game. The Badgers will be running into a pretty respectable defense in Michigan, a unit that's allowing just 99.1 points per 100 possessions, 68th. I do not expect Wisconsin's offensive woes to turn around against a tough Michigan side. Let's roll with Michigan to cover. From a trends perspective, Michigan is 6-3 SU against Wisconsin in their last 9 games, per OddsShark. They've also covered in 7 of the last 10 games against the Badgers. Our team pick is Michigan Wolverines plus 0.5 points. Where Wisconsin has excelled this season has been its defense, which is surrendering just 95.4 points per 100 possessions, 30th. They've limited opponents to 63.6 points per game and a 44.2% field goal percentage, 188th. On the flip side, Michigan has also found success defensively. They're holding opponents to a 42.7% field goal percentage, 113th. I really like the Wolverines to shut down the Badgers in this one. And if that's the case, Wisconsin will likely slow the game down to limit the number of possessions in the game. They've been great at that this year, averaging just 63.0 possessions per 40 minutes, 346th. Look for another low-scoring affair in Madison on Tuesday. Give me the under. Kansas State versus Oklahoma. Even though Kansas State is 3-5 on the road this season, I feel confident that they can take down the worst team in their conference as the number 12 team in the country. Oklahoma's offense has not been good recently, scoring no more than 72 points in their last 7 out of 8 games. Meanwhile, Kansas State averages well over 75 points per contest. Opponents are also shooting worse against the Wildcats as opposed to the Sooners. Furthermore, Kansas State does a much better job in their ball handling, a factor that will prove to be crucial with a game spread as close as this. Kansas State is 7-1 ATS in their last 8 games played on Tuesday and are 4-1 ATS in their last 5 following an ATS loss. Oklahoma is 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games overall and 1-5-1 ATS in their last 7 following a loss. Our team pick is Kansas State money line. Kansas State plays at a fast pace and they average around 76 points per game. If they are able to reach their average, I feel confident that Oklahoma will score at least 65 points. Considering the spread is close, I expect Oklahoma to match the pace as best as they can and keep within fighting distance throughout the game. Both teams shoot well from the free throw line, and although Oklahoma doesn't score that much, they have the potential to come up with big games on the offensive end like they did against Alabama, one of the top teams in the country. This may be considered a trap game for Kansas State considering this is their only non-ranked opponent in their next 4 games, but I expect the Wildcats to come out with a vengeance after their defeat to Texas Tech. Kansas State should score at least 75 points and I expect Oklahoma to do enough to reach the over. The Wildcats have hit the over in 6 of their last 7 road games while Oklahoma has hit the over their last 5 times in a row following a double-digit loss at home. Our total pick is over 140.5 points. San Jose State vs UNLV. Taking UNLV to cover their spread for multiple reasons. Early line movement has already seen this line move to 7.5 on some books. I believe UNLV's offense and overall pace will simply be too much for San Jose State in this one, especially on the road, where they have a 3-7 record. UNLV is averaging 75.9 points per game on the season, while San Jose State only averages 68.2 points per game. This is an important factor when considering both teams' defensive efficiency according to KenPom, where UNLV ranks considerably higher than San Jose State. The Spartans have failed to cover in 4 of their past 5 games following a against the spread win, while UNLV has covered in 4 of their past 5 games following a against the spread loss. For these reasons, I am confident in taking UNLV to cover their spread in this one. Our team pick is UNLV minus 7 points. Taking the over in this one for the same reason I am taking UNLV to cover. This is a team that is accustomed to scoring fast and in great quantity. UNLV averages over 75 points per game on the season, and ranks 65th in terms of adjusted tempo according to KenPom. San Jose State typically plays at a slower pace, however we can expect them to increase their tempo in order to keep up with the Rebels' offense. In terms of trends, San Jose State has gone over in 4 of their past 5 Tuesday games, while UNLV has gone over in their past 4 home games against a team with a losing record, and have gone over in 5 of their past 6 home games. For these reasons, I am confident in taking the over for this matchup. Our total pick is over 139.5 points. Wyoming vs New Mexico. Oh, how things have changed for New Mexico. They were once the last undefeated team in college hoops and ranked, but they have lost their last 3 games and are only .500, 6-6 in Mountain West Conference play. They have failed to cover the spread in their last 4 games, and in their last game they gave up 89 points in a loss to an Air Force team that is one of the lower scoring teams in the nation. Wyoming has missed their leading scorer in Reynolds and the team is in the basement of the MWC. They did cover the spread in their last game as a double-digit underdog, and I look for that to happen again. The Cowboys only beat Wyoming by 1 point on the road earlier in the conference season. While I see UNM winning this game and snapping their 3-game skid, they will not blow them out, which is why Wyoming is the pick to cover the spread. Take Wyoming at plus 10.5 points. Wyoming has an over record of 9-2 in their last 11 games, and New Mexico has an over record of 5-1 in their last 6 games. The Lobos rank 20th in the nation in points per game, and they will score big in this game. However, they will also give up a lot of points. While the Cowboys recently lost their leading scorer for the season, they will have a good scoring game against a UNM team that gave up 89 points in their last game, allowing Air Force to shoot 67.3%. Don't look for a good defensive game in this MWC clash, as in a high-scoring game the over is the money pick. Take the over 148.5 points.